Have you ever noticed how a urinary tract infection has the power to completely change your day? Sometimes it starts with a mild burning sensation when you urinate, then that constant urge to go to the bathroom, and before you know it, the discomfort takes over everything. Your sleep gets lighter, your mood changes, and even the simplest things, like leaving the house or having a cup of coffee, become a challenge. It's frustrating, especially when it feels like the problem just won't go away. But here's something people rarely talk about. A urinary tract infection isn't just about bacteria. It's about the environment your body creates that allows them to thrive. And believe it or not, that environment is deeply influenced by your diet. Yes, what you eat can either help or hinder your bladder's recovery. Most people think about medicine, antibiotics, or lab tests, but they forget the basics. The body heals best when it's in balance, and there are foods that can actually help your body through this process. Fruits and natural ingredients with anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and even antibacterial properties. They help cleanse the urinary tract, balance urine pH, and strengthen the immune system so your body can protect itself naturally again. You've probably heard of cranberry, for example, but it's not the only one. There are other fruits and foods that few people know about, yet they play an incredible role in preventing and even complementing the treatment of urinary infections. Some help flush out toxins, others reduce inflammation, and some work like a real internal cleansing for your bladder. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand how simple choices in your daily routine can transform the way your body reacts to urinary tract infections. And the best part, no miracle promises, no exaggeration, just the natural power of the right foods working intelligently inside your body. Now that you understand why this topic is so important, let's talk about how your diet directly influences urinary health and why it might be the missing key to help your body finally stop suffering from recurring infection. Before we start, let me ask you something simple but really important. If this topic makes sense to you, subscribe to this channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every person who joins helps this content reach more people who are silently struggling with urinary infection. And do this, write in the comments, "I want to get rid of urinary infections for good." I need at least 100 comments so YouTube can deliver this video to more people who need this information. Now yes, let's continue. Have you ever wondered why some people keep having urinary tract infections even though they take the same medications and do everything right? That happens because the body isn't just a collection of separate organs. Everything is connected. The way you eat, how much water you drink, your stress levels, and even the health of your gut. All of that directly affects the health of your bladder. A urinary tract infection begins when bacteria, especially Escherichia coli, manage to attach to the walls of the urinary tract. But the body has natural ways to protect itself, and one of them is proper nutrition. When you eat fruits and foods rich in anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and natural diuretic compounds, you help your body eliminate toxins, reduce inflammation, and make it harder for bacteria to stick around. But the opposite is also true. A diet full of sugar, processed foods, and little hydration creates the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. The urine becomes more acidic, the immune system weakens, and the bladder turns into fertile ground for new infections. That's why understanding which foods help and which ones hurt is an essential step for anyone who suffers from recurrent urinary tract infections. And what most people don't realize is that some very simple fruits, ones you probably already have in your fridge, can have a powerful effect on your urinary health. It's time to understand what really happens inside your body. And I promise, you'll start looking at your plate in a completely different way. The urinary tract works like a filtration system. The kidneys filter your blood. The bladder stores urine, and your body uses this process to eliminate toxins, excess salts, and waste. But when there's an imbalance, whether due to inflammatory eating habits, not drinking enough water, or the buildup of bacteria that come from the gut, this system starts to fail. The bacteria find the perfect environment to grow and multiply, and that's when the infection begins. That's why food is a powerful tool. but one that most people underestimate. Some foods help alkalize the urine, making the environment less favorable for bacteria. Others increase urine production, which helps wash out the urinary tract. And there are also those that strengthen immunity and reduce bladder inflammation, helping the body respond better during a flare-up. When you include fruits rich in water, vitamin C, antioxidants, and natural enzymes in your daily routine, your body starts to work for you. The pH of your urine balances, your immune system becomes stronger, and inflammation begins to subside. The result? Less pain, less burning, and a much lower risk of recurrence. The most interesting part is that these changes can happen quickly. Within just a few days, you might already feel a difference. Your urine becomes clearer, the discomfort decreases, and that feeling of bladder heaviness starts to fade. That's because your body is returning to its natural state of cleansing and defense, something that medications alone can't always maintain in the long term. Everyone talks about cranberry when it comes to urinary tract infections, but few people know that there's a tropical fruit, common in Brazil, that has an incredible effect on bladder health. Guava. Yes, that simple fruit that many people overlook can actually be a powerful ally against recurring urinary infection. Guava is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C, and that's the key point. Vitamin C helps mildly acidify the urine, making it harder for bacteria to multiply inside the urinary tract. It also strengthens the immune system, allowing your body to react faster and prevent the infection from taking hold again. But there's more. Guava contains compounds called flavonoids and tannins, which have anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effects. They help reduce inflammation in the bladder's mucosa, that constant burning and pressure sensation, while also creating a sort of natural barrier against new infection. Another advantage is that guava is low in calories, low in sugar, and extremely rich in antioxidants. That means it doesn't overload your metabolism or irritate your bladder the way very acidic or artificially sweetened fruits can. And because it's high in fiber, it helps regulate bowel movement, which is crucial since an imbalanced gut is one of the main hidden culprits behind recurring UTIs. Here's a detail most people don't know. Guava leaf tea is also an excellent complement. Studies show that it has antimicrobial properties that can help eliminate resistant bacteria. In other words, guava doesn't just work as prevention, it can also speed up recovery during mild infection. A practical tip: eat guava with the peel, preferably fresh, and drink plenty of water throughout the day. This combination enhances its detox effect and keeps the urinary system working efficiently. Now, let's talk about a fruit that many people know for its symbolism, but almost no one realizes how much it can help your bladder: pomegranate. It's remembered in celebration, used in rituals, even associated with prosperity. But what few people know is that pomegranate is one of the most powerful fruits when it comes to preventing and recovering from urinary tract infections. The peel and seeds of pomegranate are rich in polyphenols, especially punicalagin, a natural compound with antibacterial and antioxidant action that helps prevent bacteria such as E. coli from attaching to the bladder walls. That's crucial because this adhesion is exactly what causes recurring infection. When the bacteria can't stick, they're flushed out through the urine without pain, inflammation, or that unbearable burning sensation. In addition, pomegranate is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory. Its compounds help reduce inflammation in the urinary mucosa and speed up recovery during flare-ups. It's as if it soothes an irritated bladder, easing the internal swelling and reducing that constant urge to urinate. But there's another bonus. Pomegranate also protects the gut, another key factor for those who suffer from recurrent UTIs. A healthy gut prevents harmful bacteria from migrating to the urinary tract. And since pomegranate helps balance gut flora, it strengthens this natural line of defense. And here's what makes it even more special. It's incredibly versatile. You can drink pure pomegranate juice, unsweetened, add the seeds to salads, or even make an infusion with dried peel, which also has proven antimicrobial effects. Just one small glass of pomegranate juice per day can make a real difference in preventing urinary infection. It's a simple, delicious, and totally natural way to care for your urinary system. Few people know this, but soursop, also known as graviola, is one of the most powerful fruits when it comes to persistent urinary tract infection. It has a smooth, slightly tangy flavor and a striking aroma, but what's truly impressive is what it does inside the body. Soursop is considered a natural antibiotic, and that's not an exaggeration. Studies show that it contains compounds called acetogenins, which can fight bacteria, fungi, and even viruses that settle in the urinary tract. When the body is inflamed and vulnerable, the bacteria that cause UTIs multiply easily. That's where soursop becomes a true ally. It works by inhibiting bacterial growth, helping the body eliminate them through the urine without harming the digestive system, unlike conventional antibiotics, which can be harsh when used repeatedly. But the benefits don't stop there. Soursop is also rich in vitamin C and anti-inflammatory compounds that help reduce swelling and bladder pain. It's as if it calms the urinary tract, easing the burning sensation and that constant urge to urinate. Plus, it's naturally diuretic, stimulating toxin elimination and preventing the buildup of residues that can lead to new infection. Another important point, soursop also helps your body heal from the inside out. Because it's loaded with antioxidants, it strengthens the immune system and reduces the risk of recurrence, something very common for those who have had multiple UTIs. Here's a simple tip. Make a natural juice using soursop pulp and a bit of coconut water. This combination is highly hydrating and enhances the fruit's cleansing effect. And the best part? It's delicious, totally natural, and safe for regular use. If there's one fruit that stands out for its appearance, but should be even more famous for its benefit, it's the pitaya, also known as the dragon fruit. Behind its vibrant skin and subtle sweetness lies a true arsenal of nutrients that can transform how your body responds to urinary tract infections. Pitaya is extremely rich in antioxidants, especially betalains and vitamin C, which help neutralize free radicals and reduce inflammation in the urinary tract. That's essential for anyone dealing with recurrent UTIs because an inflamed and oxidized bladder becomes much more vulnerable to bacterial attacks. By eating pitaya regularly, you help restore cellular balance and strengthen the bladder's natural protective layer, making bacterial adhesion much more difficult. Another fascinating point is that pitaya contains natural prebiotics, substances that nourish the good bacteria in your gut. And why does that matter? Because the gut and urinary tract are deeply connected. When your gut is healthy, beneficial bacteria help prevent harmful microorganisms like E. coli from migrating into the urethra. In other words, by taking care of your gut, pitaya indirectly helps protect your bladder from the inside out. And let's not forget its hydrating and diuretic effect. This fruit has a high water and soluble fiber content, which helps increase urine volume and eliminate accumulated toxins. That relieves pressure on the kidneys and reduces the buildup of waste that can trigger infection. You can enjoy pitaya fresh, in juices, salads, or smoothies, especially when combined with citrus fruits. The secret lies in consistency. Including small portions every day is enough to notice improvements in your energy, urinary comfort, and overall well-being. It's amazing to think that such an exotic fruit, easily found in market, can be such a powerful ally against something as common as a urinary infection. Among all the fruits praised for their health benefits, few are as small and yet as powerful as the blueberry. Tiny but mighty, it contains one of the highest natural concentrations of antioxidants found in nature. And that's exactly what makes it a real shield for those who suffer from recurrent urinary infection. The secret of blueberries lies in their anthocyanins, the pigments that give the fruit its blue-violet color. These compounds help prevent bacteria like E. coli from sticking to the walls of the bladder and urethra, the same mechanism that made cranberries famous. The difference is that blueberries are even richer in antioxidants and have longer-lasting anti-inflammatory effect. That means They don't just help prevent infection, they also relieve inflammation and discomfort during mild flare-up. Another key benefit is that blueberries improve circulation and oxygen delivery to tissue, speeding up the regeneration of bladder cells. And since they help balance blood sugar levels, they're an excellent option for people who need to control glucose, something essential as high sugar levels create the perfect environment for bacterial growth. Blueberries are a light, hydrating fruit that's safe for daily consumption. You can add them to yogurt, fruit salads, or smoothies, preferably without sugar. Their slightly tangy flavor pairs beautifully with other bladder-friendly fruits, like guava and pitaya. And here's an interesting fact. Eating blueberries regularly can help balance your urinary microbiome, maintaining a healthier, more resistant flora that's less prone to infection. It's a quiet but extremely effective form of prevention. With the blueberry, we close the list of the 5 most effective fruits that help your body naturally fight and prevent urinary tract infections. But before we wrap up, it's important to understand how to combine all these fruits strategically in your daily life. Now that you know the 5 most powerful fruits for treating and preventing urinary infections, it's time to learn how to use them the right way. Most people try to include healthy foods in their routine, but make one simple mistake. They're not consistent. And when it comes to bladder care, consistency is everything. Your body needs continuity to rebalance itself and keep your urinary tract clean and protected. The first tip is to vary your fruits throughout the week. It's not enough to eat only cranberries or only blueberries. The ideal is to build a smart combination. For example, start your morning with a natural guava or soursop juice. In the afternoon, add some pomegranate seeds to your salad. And at dinner, finish with a few spoonfuls of pitaya or blueberries. This variation gives your body a wide range of antioxidants and active compounds, each with a unique role in cleansing and protecting your bladder. Another powerful strategy is to combine these fruits with proper hydration. Water is the fuel of the urinary system. Without it, even the healthiest fruits lose part of their effectiveness, since your body can't flush out bacteria through urine as efficiently. So whenever you eat these fruits, drink a glass of water with them, or make a natural sugar-free juice, which is both refreshing and diuretic. And remember, avoid foods that sabotage your progress. Sugar, sodas, excessive coffee, and ultra-processed foods inflame the body and alter urine pH, creating the perfect environment for bacteria to return. Replace them with calming teas like guava leaf tea or herbal infusions with mild anti-inflammatory properties such as chamomile and horsetail. Taking care of your bladder is an everyday act of self-awareness. When you understand the power of the right foods, your body responds, and relief comes naturally, without depending on constant medication. If you've made it this far, it means you've decided to look at your urinary health with more attention. And that, in itself, is already a big step. Most people only act when the pain becomes unbearable, when the burning gets too strong, or when the infection returns for the 3rd or 4th time. But you're doing something different. You're choosing the path of conscious prevention, of nutrition as an ally, of listening to your own body. A urinary infection isn't just a passing discomfort, it's a message, a warning that your body is asking for balance, cleansing, and care. When you nourish it with fruits rich in water, antioxidants, and protective compounds, you're not just treating symptoms, you're strengthening your urinary system and teaching your body to defend itself. That's the true power of intelligent nutrition, reprogramming your body to function in harmony. And the most beautiful part is, it's not about miracle formula. It's about simple foods that come straight from nature. Guava, pomegranate, soursop, pitaya, blueberry, each one working in its own way, but all sharing the same purpose: to cleanse, protect, and restore. When you include them in your routine, day after day, your body starts to respond. The pain fades, the discomfort disappears, and that constant fear of the next infection begins to vanish. But what truly transforms everything is consistency. No medicine, diet, or food will work if you give up halfway. Take care of your bladder every day with love, patience, and discipline. And remember, every glass of natural juice, every fruit you choose consciously, is a vote of trust in your own body. If this video helped you in any way, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's also struggling with urinary infections. And tell me in the comments, which of these fruits are you going to start adding to your routine today? Because the first step toward healing is simple. It begins with a choice.